Hey there, everyone. Hey to all my subscribers and all my wonderful, beautiful people who joined me in the mantra on the 4th of December. What an amazing experience that was to unite and come together. And then to follow up with that, we've had hundreds of people watch the mantra and add their flavor and their intentions to send out to the world as well. I'm so thrilled about that and excited. I'm also really thrilled because I had a psychic reader who bought my fortune dice and has done her own reading on these fortune dice. So her name is I the Serpent Tarot, and she is amazing. So that was so exciting to see my actual product that, you know, started with my imagination and then developed into hands-on physical form and then sold out to the world and then seen actually used. So today's talk that I want to bring up is going to be a bit different. I decided because people are asking me about some of my dreams and my paintings, my artwork. And so I decided to pick 3 paintings that I did that they all came from premonition dreams and all have a story behind them, like a huge psychic connection, premonition story behind them. Yeah, so let's get into that. The first picture that I want to show you, or painting that I did, I painted this back in 2007, and the premonition dream didn't actually happen or start happening in full force that I know of, that I was directed to, till 2012. That was the first time I saw it printed in the newspaper. So the dream was of the sky turning into a rainbow cloud, and the rainbow cloud had all these little crystals, like diamond crystals, falling to the earth. But I was shown a storm with it, and that to raise our vibration out of that storm, I saw myself in a car, like traveling along the road, get out, go, get higher, go beyond, all of that. And yeah, that was interesting. It was like the very first time I've actually been guided by my guides to lift. This is a warning, lift your vibration. So way back in 2007, yeah, obviously I did. And the actual premonition dream did come true 5 years later, but I knew what it was all about by then. So the dream was showing me that the powers to be were spraying chemicals or some sort of crystals into the atmosphere, and then when that was in the sky, the sun would hit the clouds and transform the clouds into this rainbow colors. So that's why there was kind of a storm with the dream as well. It's kind of like there's something happening, they're going to start doing something, and the rainbow clouds are the sign that it's actually taking place. So since then we have had more rainbow clouds, but before then I'd never heard of a rainbow cloud personally myself. I mean, maybe there was the odd natural one that formed, but they were starting to pop up all the time after 2012. So here's the painting that I did of that dream. So we have, oh, it's going to be a bit hard to show because we've got a reflection, but we have buildings. I'll try to put it on an angle. Buildings and me in the car. And there's the rainbow cloud. Now, in my dream, it wasn't a circle. It's just, that was my artistic creation, making it into a circle, and see all the little crystals falling to the earth. So that was really interesting. And I'll show you the, I don't know if you see that date either. the date is 2007. I'll show you the share my screen and show you the actual. Okay. Printout of this. There was a small video on it. It was the first time I ever saw, and the colors are so close. And the funny thing was, it didn't come as a circle, even though I painted it that way in an artistic way. It was so similar to what I saw. Hang on, let me show you. So as you can see, that was printed on the 6th of June 2012. A glowing cloud blossomed into a rainbow over southern China on the 5th, appearing at dusk over one city in China. The glowing rainbow was spotted first by a child on a fishing boat. And the rear effect is created by light retracting of ice crystals in the clouds rather than water particles close to Earth. So the funny thing was, after that, I don't know if you guys have noticed in your reality, but in mine, there was quite a lot after that of these crystal clouds appearing. And I've even taken a couple of small crystal cloud shots. And this is also at the same time as when all of the chemtrails started appearing through the sky. So if you can imagine, they're spraying something into the ear that wasn't really conducive, and then that light reflection totally went with my dream. Anyway, so that was my first premonition. It wasn't my first premonition dream. That was the first one I'm telling you about now. It was in 2006 in February. I had this dream where I was, let me just pull it up again in my memory. So in the dream, I was taken to a heaven on earth, a heaven place, and it was very beautiful colors there. There was a lot of animals walking the plains. I specifically saw a lot of buffalo, gorillas, the ones that I can remember at the moment. There was actually 3 that was prominent. But in any case, then I was taken to a tree house, and as I'm climbing up the tree house, there's rickety stairs on this tree house, like it was very old. And I'm like, I got to the top and I entered, but I was like very hesitant to enter because I knew that there was a guy named Steve in the top of the tree house. And I entered and he was very sad. I remember that. I didn't know who he was other than his name was Steve. And he was looking out of the window over the moors of all these amazing animals. So I knew he had a major connection with animals. That's right. At the beginning of the dream, I was flying over this place as an eagle, and my shamanic sign is eagle. So like, yeah, it's like I went into my shamanic sign to be able to find this premonition of what was going to happen. Then after that dream, which stuck in my head prominently because it was me visiting another reality, I woke up and it would have been August or early September in 2006. And sorry, I'm trying to remember the actual date. There's so many, I've had so many experiences, I can't remember all the dates. But it was around that time. And I woke up and saw, and when I say see, I'm not talking about just see in my mind or dream it or whatever. When I say I see it, I actually physically see these things. I woke up and I saw a little girl that was kind of like an angelic girl holding a bow and arrow. and she was pointing it at my heart, and she fired off a shot, so the arrow went into my heart. And then beside my sliding door in my room was a coffin, and on it written Dad. And I had no idea what that was about, but there was immense emotion that came with it, and I actually woke up crying. And then after that, I said, what's that all about? Like, what's going on here? I don't understand. And I went back to sleep, and then they gave me another vision. I walked into my lounge room, and my lounge room wall, my long lounge room wall, was completely clear, see-through, like a big window, and I could see beyond it there was a sorry, I try to remember it all. I have written all this down, but I didn't actually read the writing. There was a bear, and she was hobbling on 3 legs. Like, one of her legs was gone. And I know there was an otter. And anyway, yeah, there was more to that dream. I'll have to actually dig that. I should have dug that one up. But in any case, it was really representing that there was somebody of feminine, a very strong-minded person of feminine nature that had needed healing, because bear needs healing. Bear represents healing to me. So I knew that the arm removed, it was like part of her, somebody that she loved was gone. So it was only a few days later, I was driving to the around the shopping area, and then I heard over the news that Steve Irwin had passed away, and then it was like, oh my God, ting ting, all these dreams that I'd had started making sense. Because also after the dream about the heaven, for those next few months, it was something in me that it was like my energy had changed. There was something in my energy had shifted. And all of a sudden, I'm not really into cooking. I love watching, I love helping other people cook, and I love doing dishes, but I'm not really a chef, so to speak. I usually buy the same groceries every week and then try to find something new to it's just my energy. But with this energy that came in, all of a sudden I was changing my whole way of cooking. I'd like plan everything out, and I never do that. I never plan out what recipes I'm going to buy, what ingredients I'm going to buy for the actual meal. So that was really weird. And I also had this feeling that there was a death, and I was looking up all sorts of things, trying to find which Steve had died. What was this all about? It was really taking me over, this energy. So that happened for like 6 months. And then after his death, I had another vision, would have been a couple of weeks later, where very loud when I woke up was a voice saying, right, Steve, your turn next. And I then didn't see him, but I felt him very strongly at the end of my bed, and he was worried. That's right, he came as a khaki moth, and it flew in my ear. And if you wave your ear towards your ear like that, it's you can kind of hear a boom, 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 boom from the wings. It was like in a panic, and I asked him to just chill and just take his time and sit down and just talk to me. It was too loud. It was too loud in my ear. And then I had to talk to him. It was like his energy was like in wonder of all the exciting things that he was seeing while he was diving, because he actually did dive. And he died from a stingray that pierced his heart, just like the girl with the bow and arrow that pierced mine. And he was like wandering around, not realizing that he had passed over. And when he suddenly clicked that something was wrong, brought him to me, and then I had a chat to him and said to go back to the farm, to the zoo, and just chill, just calm down there. That he, apparently I saw a video of Bindi Irwin, who had 2 weeks after he died gone outside and saw her dad and had a chat to him, as he, you know, when he'd already passed over. So that makes sense. And I also then saw videos of him really into cooking. So that made sense too. So here, anyway, here's the picture. Here's the actual painting that I did. It's a big one. So now when I paint these dreams, I kind of add new flavor to them as I go. So there I am as the eagle. God, I wish it wasn't so reflected. And for some reason, even though I saw mainly buffalo and I saw mainly buffalo and I saw gorillas. But for some reason, I painted all these different animals. So there's everything from giraffes to horses to elephants to deer to bear to wolves to crocodiles. And then Tasmanian devils in the front, which was representing Terrio, and there goes the butterfly. It was a lot more khaki in colour than that when it came to me though. I made it more golden because of the frequency, and I put a sunset there because I don't know, I just felt like it, but the actual dream didn't have the sunset. And then here he is. That's the turtle that died after, and there's Steve Irwin in the rickety treehouse. So yeah, and I don't know if you can see that date, 2006. Yeah. So that's the dream that I had. So yeah, pretty full on that one. I think it was after that one that I said, okay, I understand that I can pick and choose what I want to see, but I wanted to take the reins on humanity's potential. And then everything started shifting to messages coming to me for humanity's potential. The other one I want to share with you was of a dream that I had where and the reason why I want to share this is because this is one of the dreams that I had that has to do with the vibration that we're in right now. So I was lying in the dark on a cliff, and it was very black. And then I looked down on my feet, and my feet started disappearing into dots, little dots. And the dots were then above me. And I'm looking up at myself, knowing that my body has turned into little particles. And then slowly the particles reformed on my feet again and came back. I came back again to myself, and I looked over to the left-hand side, and I saw the edge of a cliff, and this beautiful white goddess lady, I think representing my higher self, was standing at the edge of a cliff, and she looks at me, and then she turns and she just jumped off the cliff. And then I race over to the edge of the cliff and look over, and I could see her being carried by butterflies. She was fine. So that was this is the picture, the painting that I painted of that. And falling into the golden light. I actually did a really massive painting of this one as well. It really stuck in my brain. So that's what I mean by it's representing the energy of now. We are going through this stage of we're like the little particles, and we're now learning to connect to our higher selves, and our higher selves are telling us to jump, to stop playing the story out that we've been given over and over and over again by another person's reality. Instead, trust our soul's mission, be guided by that, trust that the adventure will keep coming if we're going towards our excitement, that you will be carried, that you will be, that there will be help. The transformation that's happening of the butterflies that represent transformation is that you will be guided and carried. So yeah, really important at the moment to trust that intuition, your soul connection, to know that other people that are telling you how reality is going to play out is their reality. It's why play into their reality when we have an imagination and can imagine a whole other reality? They've been using your imagination against you through fear, through the fear vibration. So yeah, that was one I really wanted to bring up. I have a lot of other paintings as well, and I can maybe do a couple more of these. Premonition painting dream little shows. But yeah, that's all I have for today. Love you guys heaps. Until next time. Bye.